For today's video, we're going to take a look at everything that was included with today's patch. And I'll leave a link to the home base status report in the description for those who want to go check it out. First thing I want to point out is that the new Night Owl Black Metal Bow is going to be available in the weekly store when it refreshes tomorrow evening. And it'll most likely cost 1680 gold. And the description that came with it says the Night Owl fires an arrow that drops over time, dealing moderate damage and heavy impact. Damage, range, and velocity increase with charge time, and it's only going to be available for 1 week. And obviously we'll try to get some gameplay with it as soon as it becomes available. There's also going to be a new Frost Knight challenge, which is called Top It Off. And with this challenge, the storm's intensity increases. Reports from Frost Knight show that the storm damage is ramped up and closing in faster than ever. Make sure you keep the burner filled to help mitigate these effects. Sounds very similar to the Top It Off challenge we had last year. And they didn't mention when it's going to be available, but I assume you'll be able to do it once the weekly store refreshes. And if you're able to complete that challenge, you'll be given a choice between one of these 6 dragon weapons. And those include the Dragon's Fury, which is one of the weapons that can spawn a Roman candle, and probably the best weapon out of the 6 available weapons. You'll also be able to choose the Dragon's Claw, which is definitely a fun sniper rifle because it shoots fireworks. So the Dragon's Claw sort of shoots like this little firework that can stick to enemies. And whenever you get a kill, it's going to spawn this Roman candle that shoots up these fireworks. And that's going to help you deal a little extra damage with it. But yeah, when it comes to regular targets, it doesn't really deal a whole lot of damage. But it is going to be really good for large groups of nature enemies. But yeah, that's what the Roman candle perk looks like. And you'll also be able to choose Dragon's Might. And this is another shotgun I wouldn't recommend maxing out. I know some people like it, but there's a lot of other shotguns I think are better. The range is pretty bad as well. You also have the Dragonfire shotgun, and this is what that looks like. Range is also bad when it comes to the Dragonfire shotgun. And I'll leave links to some gameplays in the description if you want to go check them out. We've gotten gameplay with most of them. You can also get Dragon's Fang, which is one of the weapons I haven't tried yet. And here's what the regular attack looks like with the Dragon's Fang. It's actually pretty decent for a spear. And here's what the heavy attack looks like. And this is the Whirlwind attack, which is the same as the Wicked Wind's heavy attack. You can also choose the Dragon's Tooth. And here's what the attack speed looks like with 1 attack speed perk. It's still slower than a lot of other swords. And here's what the heavy attack looks like. Not one of the best swords in my opinion. But yeah, when it comes to dragon weapons, the only element you'll be able to choose is fire. And out of those 6, I would say get either the Dragon's Fury, which is the rocket launcher, or maybe the Dragon's Claw, because I like how it shoots fireworks. But yeah, if you're able to complete the Frost Knight challenge, you'll be given a choice between one of those 6 weapons. Wukong's also going to be returning this week. And since he's a mythic, he'll most likely cost 3200 gold. And he triggers an explosion whenever you get 6 kills with a ranged weapon. And since he's a mythic, you'll also get a new team perk, and the one you're going to get is the one called Soaring Mantis. And this gives ninjas Mana Sleep 2 additional jumps. So you'll be able to jump, then double jump, and this Soaring Mantis is going to allow you to do another jump. And they didn't mention how to get him, but I assume he's going to be available in either the weekly or event store, and he's not going to be available until January the 24th at 7 p.m. And I assume they delayed it because at that time in China, it's going to be January the 25th, which is Chinese New Year. So I believe that's why he's not going to be available in the weekly store when it refreshes. Instead, he's going to be available on January the 24th. Not only is he going to be available, Dragon's Fist will also be available on January the 24th at 7 p.m. And I would recommend getting this hammer if you can, because we were able to deal over 600,000 damage with it when we tried it out. And that was before the hero rework, so you should be able to deal even more damage with it now. But yeah, I would definitely recommend getting this one if you can, because it's one of the best hammers when it comes to damage. It does have a slow attack speed though. And Lunar Llamas will also be returning on January the 24th. I assume Winter Llamas are going to disappear at that point, so be try to get all of the toy weapons you can get from it, as well as Ted, before they disappear. And they didn't mention which weapons are going to be available. I assume it's going to include the Dragon's Roar assault rifle, which is probably the best dragon weapon. And here's what the Dragon's Roar looks like. You will have to tap the trigger every time in order to shoot it, but this is another weapon that can spawn Roman candles if you get that 6th perk. It should also have the Dragon's Fury, the Dragon's Claw, Dragon's Might, the Dragon's Tooth, the Dragon's Fang, and it could also include Dragonfire. I don't think it's going to include the Dragon's Fist, since that's going to be available in either the event or weekly store. But you should be able to get these weapons from the Lunar Llama, and you should also be able to get the Chinese New Year heroes from the Lunar Llamas as well. And I'm going to go ahead and show you each of their perks. For the Berserker Renegade, you have the Short Fuse, which can reduce the cooldown of your Shockwave. You also have Onslaught Headhunter, which decreases your Shockwave energy cost. You get Riot Response Hazard, which decreases Plasma Pulse cooldown. You also have Riot Control Iza, which makes your Plasma Pulse deal energy damage in a 2-tile radius. We also got Whirlwind Scorch, which increases Crescent Kick impact and stun duration. And Thunderstrike Mari, who has Dragon Daze, which makes you stun nearby enemies whenever your shield depletes. We also have Fire Flower Eagle Eye, which makes your phase shift drop fireworks that deal damage. And you can also get Flash AC. He's going to help decrease your phase shift cooldown. So those are all of the heroes and weapons you can get from the Lunar Llamas. And again, those are going to be available on January the 24th. But yeah, that includes everything that was included in the patch notes. Like I said, we will try to get some gameplay of the new Night Owl tomorrow evening. And again, I'll leave a link to all the Dragon Weapon gameplays in the description if you want to go check them out. But I think we may go ahead and try to review some of them again, since we haven't reviewed them in a while. Let me know which one you all would like to see first. But yeah, that's everything I wanted to go over for this one. Let me know what you think about today's patch in the comments below. I hope y'all found it useful, and thanks for watching.